Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video. We're seeing me here back with more F1 2021 Hotlap guides. This time round we head to the Circuit Montreal. Of course, not really featured in F1 2021 of course in the real world, but still one of my favourite tracks from the F1 games. Of course, the same quick disclaimers as always. Of course, this is more targeted at race pace rather than time trial. You know, these setups are here to try and help improve your consistency on F1 2021 rather than just being able to put as fast a time as you possibly can on the leaderboards. As I'm sure, like we're all aware, obviously F1 Esports, actually at the time of recording this, is coming to a close this weekend, so hopefully obviously now we'll start to see a few more setups, you know, the esports guys are using as we look towards 2022. You know, normally, you know, once sort of F1 esports finishes, a lot of the really good setups are released, so we might be able to sort of try and tweak a few things as well if we go back through and do a load more of these tracks down the line. And of course, this as well is designed to help newer users obviously learn no assist, especially obviously braking line, and Canada is certainly a track that is going to be very, very difficult to try and pick up with no braking line as well there. So yeah, let's head on then and have a quick look at our setup before we dive in to the actual lap. Of course, as always, timestamps will be linked down below if you just want to go to a certain part of the video. So aero here, this was one that I was tweaking around rather a lot, and I found 7/8 for me was the way it worked out rather nicely in the end. Of course, Canada, generally a track that's associated with top-end speed, but F1 2021, you have to run really high aero pretty much everywhere here. 60-55 on the differential, pretty much standard settings there from myself. You know, that's just how I feel comfortable with the car on F1 2021. The same can be said for the suspension geometry there. -3.4, -1.9, 0.07, and 0.26 on the cambers and the toe there. Suspension 4.36356. This time around, you actually want to try and get the front end up a little bit more, just so obviously you can try and get it over the curbs. And of course, you know, you want to be able to bounce over those curbs quite flat as well. Then 95-55 on the brake bias. Of course, that's pretty much standard for me everywhere we go on F1 2021. And then, of course, yeah, the tyre pressures. 21.4 on the front, 20.3s on the rear. You can light up the rears in quite a few places here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So let's dive in then to a lap of the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. Then heading over the start-finish line down towards Curb 1, you want to be looking at the grey little sort of weird concrete slab, if you will, in towards the first corner there, and braking just as you get towards the end of that. Really want to try and attack the curbs here on F1 2021. Of course, the slight remodel to a lot of the curbs around Montreal have made it so much more fun, in my opinion, as well. They're third gear through turn 1, all the way down to first through turn 2. They're just trying to get the front end turned in, and then short shift back up to third gear on the exit there. You can see this time around we actually get a lot of understeer, but managed to collect the throttle rather nicely, get a nice straight line run on the exit of the corner there, and still somehow find a little bit of time in towards turn 3. This is one of the most difficult corners on the lap to try and pick your braking point there. I'm trying to turn in just at the 50-meter board there, down 3 gears on the way, and really attack the curbs both through the left and through the right there, and then try and get as close to the wall on the exit as you can. They can see that time around I actually knock the wheel there ever so slightly, but it doesn't cost us anything as we head through turn 5 into turn 6, braking at the 100-meter board here. I actually try and be even more over to the right in towards here there, and of course you can use that little bit of tarmac runoff there. Yeah, try and stay over on the right-hand side. You can really allow yourself, you know, a nice straight braking point through that corner there. Attack the curbs through turn through turn 6 and turn 7 there, and be really, really careful. I avoid the curb on the outside on the exit there. As you can see, you just light at the rear wheels, it really bounces the car around, and now you head down the back straight DRS zone, braking just as you reach the gantry in towards the final sector of the lap here. Of course, this chicane now really, really difficult, pretty much due to the nature of how high the first curb is now. We get a really nice run that time around. You can see chuck it through the first part, all over the curb and on the second there. A little bit of a correction on the exit there, but we managed to stamp out any oversteer pretty quickly there, and you can see now as we head in towards sector 3, about 0.2 of a second up here into the hairpin. You want to be braking just as you come towards the end of that little concrete bit there. Right when you get to the grass, you want to be getting as close to the outside as you can. You can see all over the white line on the entry in towards the hairpin. They're down into first gear this time around. Again, you can just see getting a little bit of understeer, missing the apex on the exit of the corner there, and really did struggle a little bit to try and pick up the throttle on the exit there. Short shift on the exit, second and then third gear, and then you can get back onto full power as well as you head now out onto the final back straightaway of the lap. Of course, you're given a little bit of time here just to sort of regroup, refocus, and of course prepare yourself mentally for the final chicane of the lap here. This one always so difficult to try and pinpoint. In race situations, I'm always braking at the 100 meter board here. You can see obviously being time trial, you know, perfect conditions, you can brake a little bit later there. You can really attack the front inside curb on the way in, but you can't take any curb on the way out there. So you can see that time around actually not taking too much either side and getting a really nice run on the exit there. Tiny bit of correction on the oversteer as we head up towards the line, but down towards the start-finish line, that's going to be a 1 minute 9.083, and that is going to be a lap of the Canadian Grand Prix circuit here. Not the most technical lap on the Formula 1 calendar, but certainly really, really good fun nonetheless. And yeah, really did enjoy doing some time trial here. Let's go on board and see what a whole lap looks like.
The time last lap was a 1 minute 9.1.
So out of the final corner once more, then up towards the start-finish line. That is a lap of the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. And yeah, like I said, had a lot of fun trying to do these laps here today. Canada, though, is a brutal track. It perfectly summarises. Easy to learn, difficult to master, of course. The walls right next to the circuit mean that in race pace, you really do need to try and get some consistency, making sure you're confident over those curbs so you don't nudge the walls on the exits of the corners here. So easy to do in a league race, and it can really ruin your race there, because, of course, you do need a solid front end around Canada there, of course, and any front wing damage is really going to take all of that away from you as well. But yeah, I think most of the braking points, you know, sort of once you've got into a rhythm, once you know what you're doing, aren't too bad. Again, the curbs can be a little bit brutal around here, but I think the key in league racing is just to avoid corner cut warnings and penalties as well. But any other questions you guys have got, of course, about these hot laps, do let me know down in the comments below, as well as, you know, just really having a good fun doing these series as well. You know, over the new year, we're going to try and dive into a few more, maybe just to like get every track sorted, ready for F1 at 2022. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. A massive thank you as well for helping us hit 27,000 subscribers. And yeah, we'll be back very soon. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel supporters. So a massive thank you to The Travesty, Patrick, Chwan, David, Ben, Aidan, Estasios, Cato, Sean, Johnny, McBlam, Mighty Spork, Tazief, William, and Nanon for becoming channel members. If you want to be featured at the end of all these videos, make sure you just click the join button down below.